So I was kind of losing motivation to make this video because I'm like, hey, everyone already knows the Mario movie is absolutely phenomenal, so why would I ever make a video reviewing it? I'm just gonna be wanking it even more. And then I looked up the Rotten Tomato score only to find out that it's rotten. What? How do people not like this stuff? Did you not play Mario growing up? Well, at least the audience seems to like the movie, and that's great. That's good. I'm happy. We know what we're doing. That's 1 point for audience. Now we don't always get it right, but we got this one right. Anyways, then I hear people say that, oh, it's a good movie for fans, but not a good movie for the general public. Listen to that, I say, well, that's very fair. I personally feel the movie doesn't need to make that much sense because it's a kids movie, you know. It's all about anthropomorphic animals that talk and, you know, all this weird stuff. Pretty by the books for kids movies. I would definitely say that if you're not a Mario fan, you don't know anything about Mario, this could come off as a little generic. So maybe the scores aren't completely bad. Regardless of that, the visuals, the performances, everything was absolutely amazing. I loved all that of this movie. As a Sonic fan, I kind of wanted it to be a little bit bad, just so I could say, haha, Sonic movie better. And, you know, I was really losing hope about, you know, partway through the movie, and then Takami started playing, and I'm like, yes, we have a fighting chance. Sonic is not objectively worst. Although one thing Sonic movie definitely does not have that the Mario movie does is a very attractive female character. I mean, just look at Peach. They did an amazing job with Peach. Now let me get one thing out of the way. The characters in this movie are not, you know, they're not the video game characters, right? The video game characters are very one note most of the time, right? There's like some games where they're not, but most of the time they're very one note. Mario is this plumber that goes woohoo, haha, and he saves people, and Peach is, you know, the dance for the church was like Mario, and, you know, she gets saved, and that's amazing or whatever. But, you know, when you're making a movie with characters and it's this long, you need character journeys, you need stuff to be happening. You can't just have Mario saying woohoo, haha for a whole movie and be like, yes, this was cinema. No, you can't do that, right? So yeah, they do take quite a bit of liberties with their characters, making them, what you see in the movie, and I think they're fine. They're great. Like I said, Peach, they made her cool. She's a different perspective from the ones in the game, and I personally like the ones in the game more. But I would say that more people would think this Peach is cooler, right? I like my female is feminine. It's cute, right? It's personal preferences, but I definitely understand this, different perspective on Peach. It's great. It's amazing. Anyways, she's an amazing character, and until Sonic, does Amy, right? We'll see how they do Amy. I'm really excited for that. Hope it happens. We're not gonna get a strong, cool female character like that in the Sonic movies. Now, absolutely the best part of the Mario movie is the Easter eggs. If you're not a huge, Mario fan, you're automatically missing out on 90% of the enjoyment of this movie, right? Every other second, it's like, whoa, is that thing? Is that thing? Is that thing? It's absolutely phenomenal. It's like a, how do I call this? It's like every other frame of the movie is like a Where's Waldo book, right? And you're constantly like, oh, look, it's cool, that's awesome. So it transforms itself from this passive thing that is watching a movie into this almost like mini game where you're playing the movie by, looking for stuff. It's awesome. It's amazing. Going back to the Princess Peach thing and her being a different character, one thing I really did not like is that Princess Peach pretty much defeated Bowser on her own. She froze him, and it was like he was out, right? And that's a bit, it's like, why is Mario here? He's supposed to be the big hero. You kind of build him up to be the big hero, so why not give him the satisfaction of being the first one to beat him? Hey, Peach wants to beat him afterwards, whatever. Maybe he comes back and she's like, all right, here, let me, whatever. But at least make him feel scary until Mario beats him. Also, another nitpick, what's up with Mario's family? You have this very concrete, Mario and Luigi dynamic in the video games, but in the movie they're like, hey, let's add all these other people. And there's like something about his dad not being proud of him, and I'm like, what? This is not Mario. This is nothing remotely like Mario. All these, filler characters are put in here, and it's like, oh, so Mario just has this weird family now. Cool, I guess. And while I don't mind the changes to the characters to make them work, I do feel like adding too many filler characters kind of doesn't work. There was this like Mario character in the start of the movie who sounds like Mario, right? He's voiced by the original voice actor, and I think it would have been so much more of a better twist if that ended up being his dad. Like, oh, your dad doesn't like you because you're adopted. That's your real dad. That'd be really cool. I mean, so far it just seems like for some reason these give Mario this like filler family, and I'm just like, well, I'm not a big fan of that one. So yeah, if they do another one of these movies, I would prefer they stick to actual characters and the show, and maybe in the game, I mean, and actually make them fit into this conclusive this world that's like together, right? Rather than having to add all these filler characters to add depth. So there's like this bully character right at the beginning of the movie, and he's like, oh, you're trash, Mario, I'm good, whatever. And I'm like, wow, this guy must play a really big part if they're giving all this dialogue at the start and making him have this dynamic with Mario. But no, he just shows up at the end and is like, oh wow, Mario cool now. Why not make him a Wario, right? That would have been cool. That's, one of Mario's rivals. Would have been, not just would it not have felt like such a flat character, it would have at least added that idea of, oh, people who play the game know that is his rival, and I feel it would have made it work a lot more rather than just this, really one-dimensional character. So yes, less filler characters, more characters from the Mario universe, make them fit into the story, maybe even stretch them a little bit like they did with the characters here, and I think we could have an amazing next movie. Not that I think there would be another movie. Honestly, I feel like it'd be really hard to top this one. This one I feel barely worked, and the reason it works is because it's this celebration of all these years of Mario. I feel like there's references to everything, right? From the platforming games to the racing games. Not a lot of Mario Party, which I think would have been cool, but they could definitely do more references in the next one. But I really do feel like this one handled most of the big references, so it would be really hard to do another movie that would be this serviceable to the fans, in my opinion. Also, the fact that there was no Zelda references really makes me hope that, it means they want to save those for the Zelda movie. That would be awesome. Not by eliminations, please. I think they do great with these characters who don't really have much story, and they can, really, get their fingers in there and get their own little taste inside of their characters. But Zelda has very, very well-defined characters, and I think they really need to, be faithful to them when they make a Zelda movie, if they ever do. But yeah, just, to end this off, I think the Mario movie is absolutely phenomenal. I think critics are being way too hard on it. They really don't understand its appeal, in my opinion. But, hey, critics bad, right? Am I right? It's all about that audience score. We never miss. We never miss, right? Okay, thank you for watching. That is bullshit blazing to my heart.